Spartacus. The name echoes through history that he's a legend, a warrior, a symbol of freedom. Spartacus dared to challenge the might of Rome. He led a slave revolt that shook the Roman Republic to its core. His story is one of courage, determination, and the unquenchable thirst for liberty. Spartacus showed the world that even the most oppressed can rise up. He proved that even in the face of overwhelming odds, hope can ignite a fire of resistance. His rebellion, though ultimately crushed, became a beacon of hope for the oppressed. It continues to inspire us even today. Spartacus's story is a reminder that the human spirit cannot be truly broken. His fight for freedom resonates throughout history. He's a testament to the power of courage and the enduring strength of the human will. Spartacus was born a Thracian, a fierce people from the wilds of southeastern Europe. We know little of his early life, yet we can imagine him as a young man, strong and proud, roaming the rugged mountains of his homeland. Thrace was a land of warriors, known for their bravery and skill in battle. Spartacus would have grown up surrounded by these values. He would have learned to fight from a young age, honing his skills in the harsh conditions of his homeland. Life in Thrace was not easy, but it was a life of freedom. Spartacus would have cherished this freedom, a freedom that was soon to be ripped away from him. Destiny, however, had other plans for Spartacus. His life was about to change forever, taking him far from the familiar landscapes of his youth. How Spartacus became a slave, we do not know for sure. Perhaps he was captured in battle, fighting for his tribe against the expanding Roman Republic. Or maybe he was betrayed and sold into slavery. Whatever the circumstances, Spartacus found himself stripped of his freedom, condemned to a life of servitude. He was sold to a lanista, a trainer of gladiators. Spartacus was taken to Capua, a city in southern Italy famous for its gladiatorial school. There he faced a grim and uncertain future. His life as he knew it was over. He was no longer a free man, but a piece of property forced to fight for the entertainment of his Roman masters. The life of a gladiator was harsh and brutal. Spartacus was thrust into a world of pain and violence where survival depended on his strength and skill. His spirit, however, remained unbroken. The gladiatorial arena was a crucible. It tested a man's strength, courage, and will to survive. Spartacus entered this brutal world forced to fight for his life. He learned to wield the sword and shield, his body hardening under the relentless training regime. Day after day, he fought for survival, each victory bringing him closer to freedom. The other gladiators from all corners of the Roman world recognized Spartacus's strength and leadership. He was not just a skilled warrior, he inspired those around him. Spartacus was a man of courage and charisma, a natural leader who commanded respect from his fellow gladiators. They saw in him a spark of hope, a chance to break free from their chains. The spirit of the Thracian warrior burned bright within him. Spartacus was determined to regain his freedom, and he knew he would not be content with escaping alone. He would take his brothers in arms with him. He would lead them all to freedom. Section 5. Escape from Capua. The year was 73 BC. Spartacus and a small group of gladiators hatched a daring plan, an escape from the gladiatorial school in Capua. They knew the risks, the slim chance of success. Yet they were willing to risk everything for a taste of freedom. Armed with only kitchen knives and whatever weapons they could scavenge, they overpowered their guards. The rebellion had begun. Their escape was a desperate gamble, fueled by courage and desperation. The news of their breakout spread like wildfire. Gladiators from other schools and slaves from nearby fields flocked to join Spartacus's banner. Their escape was a testament to their courage and desperation. It marked the beginning of what would become a legendary uprising against the mighty Roman Republic. Spartacus was no longer just a gladiator, he was a symbol of hope, a leader of men. Section 6. A growing rebellion. Spartacus led his followers south, towards the slopes of Mount Vesuvius. Here, on the slopes of the mighty volcano, Spartacus rallied his troops. His army swelled with runaway slaves, the dispossessed and the downtrodden. They were men and women from all walks of life, united by their desire for freedom. Spartacus was not just a warrior, he was a brilliant strategist. He knew he could not defeat the Roman legions in open battle, not yet. He trained his followers, instilling discipline and teaching them Roman military tactics. He used the terrain to his advantage. employing guerrilla warfare to ambush Roman patrols and seize their weapons. His victories against Roman forces, though small at first, emboldened his followers. Spartacus's legend grew with each victory, striking fear into the hearts of Roman slave owners and inspiring hope in the oppressed masses. His army, a ragtag band of slaves, had become a force to be reckoned with. Section 7 cracks in the alliance. As Spartacus's victories mounted, divisions emerged within his ranks. His army, a diverse group with different goals and aspirations, began to fracture. Some, like Crixus, a Gaulish gladiator, wanted to plunder Roman towns and return home laden with spoils. Spartacus, however, had a grander vision. He dreamed of leading his people to freedom beyond the Alps, back to their homelands. These internal divisions would prove costly. Crixus and his followers split from Spartacus, seeking glory and plunder. Their rebellion was crushed by Roman forces. Spartacus, mourning the loss of his comrade, knew that his own time was running out. The Roman Senate, alarmed by the growing threat of the slave army, dispatched their best general, Marcus Licinius Crassus, to crush the rebellion. The stage was set for a final, desperate battle. Section 8. The Final Battle. Crassus was a formidable opponent. He brought the full might of the Roman legions to bear against Spartacus. The final battle took place in the spring of 71 BC, in the southeastern Italian region of Apulia. Spartacus fought with the courage and ferocity of a lion, but the odds were stacked against him. Surrounded and outnumbered, Spartacus's army was decimated. Spartacus himself, seeking to meet Crassus in single combat, fought his way towards the Roman general, cutting down all who stood in his path. He fought like a man possessed, his courage and skill unmatched, but it was a hopeless battle. His body was never found. The rebellion was crushed, and thousands of slaves were crucified along the Appian Way, a grim warning to any who dared to challenge the power of Rome. Section 9. Legacy of a rebel. Spartacus may have died in defeat, but his spirit lived on. His rebellion, though ultimately crushed, left an indelible mark on Roman society. It exposed the inherent weakness of a system built on slavery and tyranny. More importantly, Spartacus became a legend, a symbol of resistance against oppression. His name echoed through the ages, inspiring countless others to fight for freedom and justice. From the slave revolts of the Roman Empire to the French Revolution, from the American Civil War to the anti-apartheid struggle in South Africa, Spartacus's spirit has lived on. Spartacus's story is a timeless reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, the human spirit cannot be broken. He showed the world that freedom is worth fighting for, even if it means fighting against all odds. His legacy continues to inspire, reminding us that the fight for freedom is a fight that must be fought by every generation.